Welcome back everyone to the Hello World Guy. This is another episode of the C programming series, and in this video we are going to learn about for loops and how to use them in our C program. So to begin with, I'm going to code a really simple program here. We are going to declare a variable integer called marks, and we are going to say enter your marks to the user, and then we are going to scan using scanf. We are going to take the marks from the user. Then we are going to say if marks is greater than 60, then we are going to say something like congrats, you passed. And then we are going, if that is not the case, which means the marks are less, then we are going to say printf oops, you need to try again, something like that. So yeah, this is a really basic program. Now imagine multiple users want to use our program. What they will have to do is they will have to go like run the program once and then wait for it to end and then run it again, and like it won't be really efficient. So a better way to do it, a much better way to do it, would be to use a loop here that allows the user to enter as many marks as he wants to. So to begin with, the problem is that currently we have got only like one piece of code here, but we can easily encapsulate this inside of a while loop. So in order to begin, let's first learn how a while loop works. A while loop is essentially even more simplified than the for loop. It's a simplified version of the for loop. So in while loop you only provide, it's basically like an if statement. It only gets one condition and then some code. So the basic structure of the while loop is completely like the if statement, the only difference being that this actually runs continuously, like while the condition is met. So we can say any condition that we want, and a good way to do that might be to use an interesting system here, in which what we will do is that we will run the while loop. Actually, let's go ahead and say while, and we will run the while loop, and what we will do is that we will go ahead and say marks is not equal to negative 1, or actually let's go ahead and say marks is greater than or equal to 0. So as long as the marks stay greater than or equal to 0, what we are going to do is we are not actually going to we are going to keep running the loop and not stop it. So in order to do that, we can just take this and we can like go ahead and move this up into our while loop like that. And by the way, I'm using the alt and arrow keys to do that, and once we have got it inside, we can essentially run this until we want. But we are also going to add an extra message here saying something like -1 to quit. This will essentially allow the user to run the program again and again until the condition is met. And of course we forgot to add the new lines here, and I'm going to do that. And yeah, I'm actually going to add two new lines here, so that the user can differentiate between sessions easily. And this is essentially how the while loop works. So now let's go ahead and test it by compiling and running it. In order to run that's pretty easy. What we can do is when we are actually in the terminal, I can go ahead and say gcc and enter the file name after that, like we are used to doing, and then we can run our program by just saying a. Actually we need to say a.exe because this is PowerShell and not like that. Okay, so it asks us to enter our marks, and we can enter something like 9, and it will say actually it did not work, it seems. So I'm not quite sure why it didn't work, and the reason might be because our marks variable is not initialized. And if I initialize that and then go ahead and compile and then run this, then if I enter 9, you can see that it still gives an error and exits, even though it should not. And the reason it's doing that is because we forgot the and sign in here, and it's trying to read that location, which is not working. So we need to make sure that we have got our and sign in the right place. Let's recompile and then rerun it. And if I enter 9 now, you can see it says oops, you need to try again. And if I enter it, it basically does the same thing again. If I enter something like 61, then you can see it says congrats, you passed. And I can enter something like 8 again, or 90, and you can see it does everything correctly. And as soon as we entered -1 or any negative value, then it says oops, you need to try again actually, and then it quits. So why does it do that? Is because it actually runs the loop here. So we want it to not actually do that. How can we actually fix this? Well, we can do that by using another kind of for loop. So currently, with the way we have got it, the way it works is that it checks the condition, then executes the code, then checks the condition again, then executes the code again. put -1 in here, it gets -1. And the reason it does not work perfectly is because we check this statement here first, and then we go ahead and do the while loop, which is of course a problem, because when it is -1 we want it to not actually execute this code. So yeah, how can we fix this problem? So in here, an easy way to fix that is to first of all take the printf and scanf statements and put them once outside of the while loop. And in the while loop, after we first actually put these results here, and then we take the next value, and we depend. Now this while loop depends on the next